Hey guys, so come along with me as I make a mermaid waist bead. I have some beads here in these bowls. I also have some supplies that I'm going to need. I have two bead spinners. Um, I have some needles, some scissors, and some microfilament nylon string to make this. And I have some gold clasp and, well, I was going to say chain, but this is not going to be an adjustable chain because it's a screw-on clasp. So now what you see me doing is scooping the beads into the um, bead spinner. You can't see the bead spinner now, but I'm going to move it up close so you can see in a moment. There they go. There's the small bead spinner, and it has different color not unicorn, but mermaid color mixes me and my daughter picked out, which is pink, blue, clear, purple, and gold. Adding a little clear in there now to give it the final look that I want. And then after that, I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to kind of mix up the beads. I love this part and how the beads end up coming out, and to see how the beads come out and the colors after mixing them up. I have some white beads for my base color in the big bead spinner. And so I got my beads ready, and now I'm using the gold right there for accent. You'll see what in a minute what that would look like. So I'm going to use some gold and a few of the blue to accent the beads, and then I'm going to use some big clear beads as an accent bead. So the main colors are going to be white and the bead mix, and then every so few inches or so I'm going to add the accent beads just to give it a little pop. So yeah, these are going to be cute. So I'm getting my string. Look like I already got my string ready. And I'm already beading on there, which is great. But I swear I thought I had a video of me showing y'all the... Oh no, well that's good, I guess. Okay, there's the accent bead. I swear y'all there's a video of me showing you guys like the string, but anyway. So I've already started beading. Started off with a little white and then the accents to see kind of what the accent is going to look like. You'll see in a second. So I started off with gold with a little white, then I did gold, blue, gold, then I added the bigger clear bead, then I did gold, blue, gold again. And with this microfilament string, y'all, I really do not like working with it as much as I like with the stretchy cord or the cotton string, because the nylon string is thin. I double string my string to make sure that it's strong for you guys. And sometimes when I double string it, like the string gets tangled and I have some trouble, especially getting started. And I had some trouble getting started with this one. But I worked it out though, just like I do everything. So now I have my white and I have my accent colors. Now I should be adding more white, then some of the gold and some of the colorful mix. And I try to do, I use my art. This is art, so I just kind of go with my spirit when I'm making this. Unless it's a custom order and they have something very specific, I don't really do a lot of numbers. I try to do maybe 1 inch, 2 inch. I do like to make sure that the beads are centered and like they look, like the clasp is where it should be, and then like all the beads are kind of symmetrical. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. But I do try to make sure it's symmetrical, especially if it has a certain design. But a lot of times I just use my energy, use my intuition, and I just get to beading and use my art and what I feel like that it should look like. So I think I'm having another little tangled issue here. The struggle was really real. It's like every time I would get started, something like would get tangled up or get caught in the bead spinner. And then the knot. Oh, the knots are crazy. So as you can see, it's kind of got knotted up. So I would have to take a minute and kind of make sure everything is not knotted up before I continue to spin, because the knot sometimes will stop the beads from going over the string and might mess up, like might tangle the whole waist bead up. So I have to kind of pay attention as I'm pulling the beads down the string. So as you see, that's the design. I got the knot out, and I'm going to keep on spinning. Making sure there's no knots in there now. And we're going to keep on spinning. The bead spinner that I'm using right there, the color is my favorite bead spinner. It's my first one. It's little, but it packs a punch. And it's just kind of my old faithful. I love it. It's the bigger ones I've been having trouble with. They kind of, like they need some WD-40 sometimes. But this little one is like my old faithful, y'all. And I'm just actually proud of the big one and how good it was spinning, because sometimes they be tripping. We have a few bead spinners around, so they definitely be tripping. Adding the accent beads again, which was blue gold, was gold, blue, gold, then the bigger clear, then gold, blue, gold on the other side, and then I keep on spinning with the white and the colorful mix. This waist bead was supposed to be an adjustable waist bead, but I realized that I didn't have any lobster claw clasp, and I feel like that the lobster claw clasp is what you need for the adjustable chain. All I have is screw-on clasp, so when I went to add the screw-on clasp, you'll see it wasn't I couldn't add the adjustable chain, so I had to just only make this screw-on waist bead with the clasp, waist bead with the screw-on clasp. Y'all, excuse me, it's like 5:38 in the morning. So that's accent again in the color and the white. So now, as you can tell, if you're watching the pattern, it's time to add some more white beads on there. Looks like I added the white beads, but I may have another little knot in there that I'm gonna have to take care of. So yeah, I think I may have took care of the knot, y'all. Yep. So I can keep on spinning. So this mermaid waist bead is going to be available for purchase on the website. I'm so excited to start doing these voiceover kind of watch me make these videos. I don't know if they're like, I don't know if they're tutorial videos because I'm not really giving the instruction that I would want to give, but I do hope this helps someone who's want to make the waist beads. And I will probably do some more instruction ones as well. But I mean, I hope this can help you kind of with a technique or with a design or something like that. As you see how the waist bead got stuck around the bead spinner, that happens a lot. Um, there are a few tricks you can do to stop that. With this thin string, it gets kind of hard sometimes because it's so thin. So like I had so much trouble, y'all. It only takes about 15-20 minutes for me to make a waist bead after I get everything together and sit down. Sit down for about 15-20 minutes, no distractions. I can get it done. So this one took me a little bit longer because I had so many different little tangles and things like that. But once I got in my groove, I finished up pretty quickly. And I'm so excited for you guys to see how it turned out. Look at it, y'all. Oh, I was getting so frustrated, but my energy was still really good while making this. I was feeling really good listening to music. You know, I was just kind of in the zone, and that's kind of how I like to be when I'm working and creating, because it creates less distractions when I'm in the zone, because I won't allow any distractions. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love these colors. So what inspired the mermaid waist bead is my friend Eve. She loves mermaids, and we just now that know that she loves mermaids. I always, when I see mermaids, I think of her. So we were in the store and we seen these cute little charms. Look at the charms, my daughter. She saw them. I don't know if you saw that or not, but we saw those charms. We was like, oh yeah, it's time to make some mermaid waist beads. And we were kind of just channeling Eve's energy. So yeah, I was having a little trouble with my camera. This is my first time like doing a video with my ring light and my phone and camera. So bear with me with this video. I hope they will get better. But there's that mermaid charm. There's like a little starfish charm at the top of it. It's like two charms. It's a starfish little charm, and then it's like the mermaid fins. Um, so you could use it as one charm, or you could use it as two charms. I tried to do it as one charm here, but I realized that I kind of wanted to add a jump ring to it because I wanted the charm to be detachable if the customer wants to take that charm off with the jump ring. Since it's metal, well, it has a clasp on it, so they still could just take it off with the clasp. But I still like to have that option where if you want to just take the charm off, use it somewhere else, the jump ring is attached. If I didn't attach the jump ring, it would have just been on there, unless you broke or cut it off. So I'm going back, add the jump ring so you can have a more versatile waist bead. Then I realized, you know what, we're going to do two charms. We're going to go ahead and do the two instead of the one. So I'm going to add um, a jump ring to both charms. And I'm going to place one charm on one end of the waist bead and then another charm on the other end. So here you see but one charm, but I'm getting ready to add the second charm. There's my jump rings that I need to add that second charm. Oh, and my clasp has there as well. Get some cool screw on clasp. Maybe I already had the second charm, y'all. Like, I did this video in clips, so maybe the charm, y'all gonna see it at the end though, I promise. So I'm adding a screw on clasp now. Screw on clasp. I noticed in my few years of making waist beads that a lot of people do like the screw on clasp, and some people only like the lobster clasp. Me personally, I like the lobster claw clasp as long as it's a good claw, long as it closes and opens good. And so I always make sure that when you get a lobster claw clasp, that it's a really good clasp before I send it off to you. The screw on clasp, maybe people like that because they ain't got to worry about that part that they have to worry about with the lobster clasp. So I get it. So when you're using the screw on clasp, you unscrew. So you have two different sides of the clasp, and then you just kind of thread it through. Now before you add the clasp, I like to add crimp beads to before I add the clasp. A crimp bead is just a very tiny metal bead, and it kind of holds the knot and the finish, which is the clasp, in place. So I have these some crimp beads here. Hope you guys can see. I'm gonna drop a couple out, and I like the crimp bead. It makes me feel better when I ship them out if it has a crimp bead on it, and it just gives it a more professional look and finish. Adding the crimp bead, they have different sizes. This is a very tiny, tiny crimp bead. I didn't discriminate. I just grabbed the first crimp beads I saw, but I have different sizes. So you add the crimp bead, then you add the clasp, and then you thread the clasp and the string through the clasp and then the crimp bead. Then you're gonna pull it through about 5 to 10 beads, and then after that, you're going to make sure that it's secure. You're going to pull it down, make sure it's secure. Then you're going to tie a knot. Watch for knots and overlaps and things like that. And once you get there, you can tie a little knot on the end. So I think I had like a little tangle there that I had to untangle. That happens especially with this string that I'm using. Time to do the other side. I'm going to add my crimp bead in first. Now I have my needle on here as well. And then I'm going to add the other end of the clasp. And then I'm going to thread the string through the clasp and then through the jump ring and then through like 10 beads or however many beads that you can get through based on how much string you have. Oh, y'all, I'm yawning up in the voiceover, y'all, because it's 5:30 in the morning. So I'm adding the clasp, and when I add the clasp, I also like to make sure I tie a good secure knot, at least 2 or 3 knots overlapping each other to make it one knot. And then after that, I should be good and able to cut the excess string off. And then pretty much we'll be done with the waist bead after that. And we'll just do some finishing touches. Sorry about my camera angle, guys. I thought that I had my hand in the camera where you could see it better. But if you can't see, I'm tying a knot to make sure the knot is to, of course, secure the finish, and to make sure the clasp doesn't come off. Um, One step that I probably didn't do on here is close off the crimp beads with my pliers. So once you add the crimp beads on and you get everything on there secure, you would take the crimp bead and kind of crimp it down so that it kind of closes over the knot, and that's going to hold the knot in place. But there is the clasp. I don't know if you can see, but I forgot to put a gold bead on the end of the clasp to make it the design. So one end has a gold bead and one end doesn't. Oh, I hate when that happens, y'all. Like, that's a beader's worst nightmare. Like, to go back and see that you missed something on the design, but you finished. That means you either have to leave it like it is and say that's how it's going to be, or you're going to have to go back, cut something, and restring. And, like, I hate that, but it does happen. So I don't know if you can see the 2 charms now that I have on there. But there's the mermaid charm right there. There is the fish charm. And next, guys, I think I'm going to make a matching bracelet to go with this. as well. So I was like, you know what? I want to make a little set. So when you get this, you can get the whole thing. You can get the mermaid waist bead along with the matching bracelets. Um, and yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, yeah, look at me. Y'all thought I was going to do the whole adjustable chain thing. And that only would be for a lobster claw, but not a screw one. Unless somebody can show me how to add adjustable chain to a screw on class. Because I don't know how. I ain't figured that part out. So I was like, you know what, bump it. I ain't even gonna do that. I'm just gonna go ahead to the bracelet. I'm gonna cut. Oh, what am I doing? Look at me. Oh, so you know what? This clip gotta go because I don't need this clip. Okay, y'all. So now I'm gonna get started on this bracelet. The matching bracelet. I cut about 11 inches of string on stretchy cord. A 1 millimeter stretchy cord is what I use. A Stretch Magic. I like the 1 millimeter for bracelets, not as much for waist beads. It's a thicker string, and I have the right size beads, which is size 6 beads. Sometimes a size 8 is too small for the 1 millimeter string, unless my fingers will be hurting if I use it because I'm going to have to pry the beads on the 1 millimeter. So I don't use it often, only for bracelets or for special orders, sometimes like chokers. But I'm pretty much doing the same design. I'm doing white, and then I'm doing the color mix, and then the accent bead on there. I'm like, did I add the accent bead on there? Look at me. I hope so, because the accent bead really is my favorite part of this design. I love the big clear beads, but I don't think, you know why? Because I think like right in the making this, my girls came home from the school bus and started knocking on the door, and I didn't really get a chance to add the accent bead to the bracelet. But that still doesn't make the bracelet any less beautiful. It's still beautiful. It has the same design, and I might maybe go back and make a second bracelet, like a little double bracelet, because I kind of want the accent on there. But I did add the starfish charm on the end. Once I got to about 8 inches, a standard bracelet is 7.5 inches. This one got to about 8 inches, but once I tie, it'll go back to a little bit over 7.5. And some people, even though a standard is 7.5, a lot of people still want an 8 inch or something a little bigger to hang off their wrist. So now that I've finished, I'm gonna go ahead and add the charm. It already has a jump ring on it, and then I'm gonna tie the knot so that I can finish it up. Got my jump ring. I got my little pliers. Open up the jump ring. With my handy dandy tool. And I'm gonna add the starfish charm on that jump ring. Then close it up. And then I'm gonna add the jump ring onto the string. And then I'm gonna tie a surgeon's knot, which is the best knot that I've learned to use for making jewelry. And I'm gonna tie about 3 or 4 surgeon's knot. I don't want it too thick, but thick enough to where it's strong and secure. The not the clasp, y'all. Oh my gosh, but the charm. Oh my God, is gonna hide the knot. And then I'm gonna trim the ends, and then that's it. There we got our bracelet. Very cute. And there's our waist bead final touch.
Oh, I like the matching.